In 1984, Las Vegas made almost 60 cents of every dollar from gambling. Today, that number is down to 26 cents. Wait, so gambling is a smaller part of casino revenue than it used to be? That sounds like good news for gamblers. That's exactly what you're supposed to think. It's not a decline, it's a redesign. And it means you're being nudged to lose more money than you think every single time you walk through those doors. Okay, prove it. No clocks on the walls, no windows near the tables, carpet patterns built to keep your eyes down and your feet moving toward the machines instead of the exit. Free drinks timed to show up right when your energy starts to dip. None of that's an accident, is it? Someone tested every inch of it, measured it, and signed off on it. All right, stick with us, because by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly how a casino makes more money with things that have nothing to do with gambling and why that's the smartest trick in the entire industry. Let's do this in three parts. First, how old Vegas actually ran. Second, what changed in the 90s. Third, how the modern system works on you, right now, this weekend if you go.
Part 1. The old model. Picture Vegas in the 60s and 70s. Mob-connected owners, one simple strategy. Get you in the door as cheap as possible, then let the tables do the rest. That's where the legendary $2.99 buffet came from, right? That's exactly it. Dirt cheap rooms, free drinks at the tables, all of it priced at a loss on purpose. Why would a business give away food and rooms below cost? Because none of it was ever the product. It was bait. The real product was every hour your body stayed inside that building. It's the grocery store trick. Milk sold below cost at the back of the store so you walk past the snack aisle to get it. Except in a casino, the snack aisle is a roulette wheel. Quick recap before we move on. Old Vegas made everything outside the casino floor cheap on purpose, so nothing competed with the tables for your time. That's part 1. Part 2, the shift. In the 1990s, public corporations took over Vegas. MGM, Caesars, and public companies answer to shareholders. Exactly. Shareholders read earnings reports, and they asked an obvious question. Why are we losing money on rooms and buffets just to prop up the tables? So who actually explained the new philosophy? Steve Wynn did, the man who built the Mirage and the Bellagio. At a gambling conference in 2016, he said something that basically reshaped how the whole Strip thinks about its own business. He called a gaming room a passive activity, said one roulette table is exactly like every other roulette table. It has no dynamic value. It's just a cash register. So what did he say actually drives the business? The experience. Everything else. That single idea is why the Bellagio was never just a casino with a hotel bolted on. The fountains, the restaurants, the art gallery, all of it exists to give you a reason to stay, so the cash register in the middle of the building keeps running. Same trick as old Vegas, just a different price tag. The $2.99 buffet became a $60 tasting menu. The free room became a $400 a night suite. Quick recap. The 90s shift didn't kill the old trick. It just stopped giving it away for free. That's part 2. Now let's see how it actually runs on you today. Part 3. The modern system. The games themselves never changed. Blackjack's edge might be 0.5%. Slots can run 5 to 15%. Multiply that across millions of bets a day, and gambling is still the highest margin product in the entire building. Then why surround the most profitable thing you own with a hotel tower, a Michelin restaurant, and a nightclub? Let's say, hypothetically, a casino's data flags a mid-tier VIP as statistically likely to lose $50,000 over a weekend. To land that guest, they might comp the flight, the suite, dinner, even a spa day. Total cost maybe $8,000. That's not generosity. That's an investment with a projected return over 500% calculated before the guest even checks in. And that's not just one guest. That's the whole model at scale. Multiply that math across thousands of guests a week down to the ordinary weekend tourist and keep them here longer stops being a nice to have. It becomes the entire business.
And it's not just financial, right? You mentioned the physical stuff earlier. Casino floors are designed by consultants who study foot traffic the way IKEA studies its one-way maze. You came in for one thing. The layout decides what you pass on the way. Every hallway routes you past slot machines to get anywhere. The pool, the gym, even the elevator to the parking garage. Even the shows? Especially the shows. A show ending at 10:30 p.m. isn't random. That's exactly when the floor wants a fresh wave of people funneled out through the one exit that crosses the casino. Quick recap. Architecture, comps, and entertainment are three completely different tools doing the exact same job, keeping you on property longer. That's part 3 for the whales. But most people bring a few $100s to gamble with. That's a hard ceiling, capped by how much cash they walked in with. But there's no ceiling on what they'll spend on 4 nights, 3 dinners, a show, and a couple of nights at the club. That spending is capped by a vacation budget, which for most people is a much bigger number than a gambling budget. So that's the real idea behind integrated resort. Not a casino with a hotel attached, a hotel, a restaurant group, and a concert venue that happen to also own the single highest margin product in the building. What about parking? I remember when that used to be free everywhere. It was, for years. Specifically to remove any friction between thinking about visiting and inside the building. When resorts started charging it in the 2010s, the money itself barely moved the needle. It was the final wall to fall. A sign Wall Street now wanted every single revenue line counted, parking included. So let's put the whole machine back together. The casino floor is still the most profitable square footage in the building. That never changed. What changed is everything built around it. The tower keeps you from leaving at midnight. The restaurant keeps your wallet from leaving the building for an hour. The show ends exactly when the floor wants fresh traffic. That's why gambling revenue can shrink as a share of the total while the industry gets richer than ever. Non-gaming isn't competing with the tables for your money. It's feeding you to them, slower, more comfortably, for a lot longer than a $2.99 buffet ever could. So here's our question for you. Out of everything we just went through, the no clocks trick, the whale math, the maze layout, or the parking shift, which one actually surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. We read every one, and we're genuinely curious which of these you'd already noticed without knowing why it was there.